Okay. Now, yeah, so this is the start node and this is the route node, right? Uh, so let's say by default, as part of this message flow, we are doing nothing. All we have done with OSB is like we created a indirection layer, but we are not doing anything from a message processing perspective. So in that case, when you create like a business service, right, and then you create a pass-through proxy, all you get is a start node and then a route node, right? Because they kind of represent those two, that boundary points. Now, let's say, as part of between these 2 points, what you do is is all the processing that you want to do as the message is going through OSB. Now let's say, as a simple example, you want to, the message that's like coming in, it does not come in with all the values, so you want to enrich the message, right? You want to, let's say it's a loan application, but you don't have the credit rating details of the customer, right? So as the request came in, then now let's say you want to make, you want to call another service to get those details. And once you get those details, then you want to modify this original request that was received and add those details to that, and then send the enriched request message, through the route node to the endpoint. Let's say if you have to do that, and let's say we have this credit rating service here. Okay, so you have the credit rating service here, right? So now what you can do is like, so in OSB, in the message flow, everything is like split with the by using these nodes, the whole message flow, right? So nothing happens outside the context of these nodes. So anytime you have to do something, you will have to use these you will have to use these nodes. And then where it gets interesting, when you can do the same using more than one type of node, then what to use and why to use that versus the other is what one will have to keep in mind. Okay, now in this case, right, since we have to do, we have to call another service, right? So here you don't add another route node. You should think of it like that, because anyways, for calling this external service, right, we would have another business service configured, and we will call through it, right? It's no different. But then you shouldn't think of it as, oh, since we are getting out of the OSP system, then we have to use the route node. Think of route node representing that original endpoint that needs to be called. Okay, needs to be called, and for all the things that you have to do in between, let's say for example, in order to call this, first what you will do is like, maybe one choice is you can use a pipeline pair node. Okay, so we will get into the differences of what is this pipeline pair, and what is this, what happens inside route and inside pipeline. So you will, since we have to do something here, call a service, so we have to do a service call, right? But nothing happens outside the node, so you have to again create a node. So after start node, let's say you will put a pipeline pair node. Now in the pipeline pair node, you have two lines, right? One is like a request, and another is for response. So these lines are given, so such that for fine grain control, right? As you are getting ready to call that service, so any activities you want to do before you call that service, you can put that on request pipeline. And once you get the response from the credit rating service, all the activities you want to do before you proceed outside of this node to the routing node, you can do that on the response pipeline. Okay, so let's say, so you create the add the pipeline pair node here, and then you will have a the service callout action here, uh, you are, and using that you through this business service you will invoke this endpoint. Okay, so essentially what we have here, so you have like three nodes yeah, yeah, in this message flow. This is the start node, and this is going to the pipeline pair, and then it is the route node. So the some of the mediation is being done as part of that, enrichment is done as part of that. Now, in the same example, now let's say that credit rating, right? So there are like multiple credit rating services, and you want to basing on some condition, you want to call this or that. Okay, uh, then what we have, what you have is called like a branch node, right? Because you have the start node, and then you can have a branch node here. Okay, this branch node can have like multiple branches. Okay, multiple branches. And basing on the value of something. Let's say if it is a regular customer, uh, you know, some credit rating service C1 is called. Okay, if it's a VIP customer, some C2 service is called, and for everyone else, some C3 service is called. Okay, so then you can just create branches where in the branches you are checking if it is let's say when you get the initial request, you in that branch the condition will be the type of customer. Okay, and then these branches will proceed to maybe a pipeline pair node, because now we have the call service C1. Nothing happens outside the context of node. So again, this will be in the pipeline pair node, and this could be in a pipeline pair node, right? Because ultimately, and then once that is done, here, let's say you can call the route node. This will have its one route node, and it will have this here. It will have its one route node. And then, I mean, it's not necessarily that you just have one pipeline. Okay, so one pipeline, it's like you have the start node, right? And then since you have to do because see the kind of processing that is catered for OSB, it's like much different when it compared to BitTel. Here basically either you are doing message enrichment or transformation and kind of deciding on few things like call this or call that. Okay, and then okay, see here, so you have the start node, right? And then you can create the branch node here. Okay, the branch node, and which is let's say like creating multiple branches. Okay, multiple branches, and here one is like the pipeline here, and here you have another pipeline, pipeline 2 and pipeline 1. Okay, now after this pipeline, there's nothing stopping you to have another branch node. If branch node 2, branch node 1, branch node 2, because it looks like you have to now you have a choice of before you get to the this before that endpoint is called, we are still doing the message processing. We are maybe again here you have a choice of calling two more two more services, and you have to decide that basing on a branch node in order to enrich the message. You can have two more, and again they can have pipeline pairs, and then let's say if this branch might just is just like using the route node, because here you are just calling directly the endpoint.